Have you ever opened your bank account a week after payday and genuinely wondered where all your money went? Not because you bought anything expensive, just coffee, groceries, a few online orders, and somehow, your paycheck disappeared anyway. Most people think they can't save because they don't earn enough. But what if the real reason you can't save is that your brain is literally wired to stop you? By the end of this video, you'll understand why saving feels like punishment, even when you know it's the smartest thing you could do. And once you understand that, you'll stop blaming your paycheck and start understanding your brain. Here's the part almost nobody realizes. Your brain doesn't experience saving as a reward. It experiences it as a loss. When you buy something, your brain gets an immediate hit of dopamine, a small reward that says, "That felt good. Do it again." This is the same reason people check their phone hundreds of times a day. The brain chases instant rewards, and saving never gives it one. When you move money into savings, nothing exciting happens, no instant reward, no emotional payoff, just a smaller bank balance you can't touch. That's why spending feels satisfying, while saving feels like giving something up. But dopamine is only half the problem, because your brain has another trick, and this one is even harder to see. Your brain has one strange habit. It treats your future self like a complete stranger. Imagine I offered you two choices, $100 today, or $200 1 year from now. Most people know the second option is smarter, yet their brain keeps pulling them toward the first. The simple reason is this: your brain gives more value to what it can have now, and almost no value to what comes later. That's why buying something today feels real, but financial freedom years from now feels distant, almost imaginary. Your future self keeps paying the price for decisions your present self barely remembers making. And until your brain starts seeing your future self as someone worth protecting, saving will always feel like sacrificing for a stranger. But there's one problem even deeper than that. The way you see yourself quietly controls the way you spend your money. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They think saving is a habit, but long before it's a habit, it's an identity. Listen carefully to the way people talk about money. "I'm just bad with money. I've never been good at saving. I'm a spender." Those sound like harmless sentences, but your brain hears them as instructions. And once you believe that's who you are, every financial decision starts trying to prove you right. Because your brain loves consistency. It would rather stay loyal to your identity than help you build a better future. And that's the shift most people never make. Not because they don't want to save, but because they never change the story they were telling themselves about who they are. So here's the truth that changes everything. Saving money isn't a discipline problem. It's an identity problem. The people who build wealth don't wake up every payday and fight temptation. They've already decided who they are. They're the kind of person who protects their future before rewarding their present. That's why saving eventually stops feeling like a sacrifice. Because your brain no longer sees it as losing money. It sees it as staying true to who you are. So before your next paycheck arrives, don't ask yourself, "How much should I save?" Ask yourself, "Who do I want to become every time money enters my account?" Because behavior follows identity, and the day you stop trying to become someone who saves money and start believing you already are, your decisions begin changing without forcing them. One day you'll look at your savings account and realize something surprising. You didn't save more because you suddenly became more disciplined. You saved more because your brain finally stopped seeing your future as someone else's responsibility. And that's why the biggest thing stopping you from saving was never your paycheck. It was the story your brain kept telling you about who you were.